Tuning into Let's Talk About It Media 21, where we talk hot topics, trending topics, what's going on around the world. We're gonna get to the shutdown. We're gonna get to Kim Kanye again, and just what's going on. So let's do our general news update on what's going on. So like the video, subscribe to the page. For talk, thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. We talk hot topics, trending topics, and what's going on in the world. Can I cover it all? No, but I cover a lot. But we're going to get to what's being talked about. So, like the video as you guys come in. Don't forget to subscribe. And let's get straight to the show and what's going on. A few seconds to get my disclaimer in. We're going to talk King Kanye again because then I'm going to play y'all some videos on what she's talking about because people were probably like, well, why I didn't hear that? Da, da, da. So, we'll play some of the clips. Um, we'll play some of the clips, and then that way you'll be able to hear what's going on. Okay. Just give me a few seconds. Let me get into my disclaimer. So, like the videos, you guys come in. We are going to talk hot topics, trending topics, and what's going on. Let me go back. Let's talk about it, Media 21. Okay. Just give me a few seconds to do my disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for subscribing. Like the video as you guys come in. We're going to get straight into what's being talked about. Give me a few seconds. I'm gonna get this queued up. Earlier we did a little bit of Kim Kanye. We'll do media news first, and then we'll get into other stuff. So just give me a few seconds. We're gonna get to some of the news. I had
third week. The vote is expected to fail yet again. Later today, the Senate is set to vote for a ninth time on a short-term spending bill as the government shutdown stretches into its third week. The vote is expected to fail yet again as Republicans and Democrats have yet to make ground toward reaching any kind of deal. Joining us now, Chris Doles, co-executive director of the Federal Unionist Network that represents union workers. Chris, thanks so much for being with us in studio here. This is stretching into possibly its third week. What are you hearing from feeling in this moment?
I help run an organization that specializes in organizing federal workers, federal unionists in particular, to stand up for our rights. So it's not surprising that I'm hearing federal workers who want to finally take the fight back against this administration and turn this shutdown into a showdown against the billionaire interests behind this administration. But what's interesting is that I'm not just hearing that. Senators, members of Congress are hearing that, surprisingly, large numbers, even majorities in some cases, are reporting that the federal workers they're hearing from are mostly interested in holding the line, because we've been the victims of a political attack all year long. This administration has been shutting down the government piece by piece since January. The shutdown didn't start on October 1st. This administration has been committed to, in the words of one of their icons, Grover Norquist, drowning the federal government. This is their ideology. Russell Vogt is the main person executing this. But ultimately, federal workers, large numbers of federal workers, are actually welcoming this as a fight, because this administration wants to shut down every aspect of the government that serves regular people's interests permanently.
And they do that at great financial peril to themselves. The Bipartisan Policy Center finds that if the shutdown lasts through October, that 1.8 million paychecks will be withheld from civilian employees of the federal agencies. Talk a little bit about, I know you said that they're dug in here and they're ready to hold the line, but what does that mean for them in their everyday life?
Look, the law is very clear. We're going to get that pay. We won the sympathies of not just the American people, but also of Congress back in 2019, and Congress passed a law and Trump signed it. We're going to get that back pay. And yes, we've heard the threats that they will withhold it. To me, those threats, a blatant threat to ignore a law that Trump himself signed, make it all the more important that we hold the line, because it shows who we're dealing with. We're somebody who has absolutely no respect for the law, no respect for the civil service, somebody who wants to politicize the civil service just like they want to politicize the tariffs in Argentina, like your last guest discussed. This is that is completely committed to consolidating power in the hands of one person. And it's so scary and so bad that federal workers are ready to uphold our oath and stand up for the Constitution, even if it means missing some paychecks.
Yeah, I was going to say, so even with taking into account President Trump's threats to make some of these furloughs permanent, to make deeper and deeper cuts, what would you advise lawmakers? If you could talk to lawmakers out there, what would you say they should do?
I mean, Congress has to stand up for its role. The power of the purse rests with Congress. This president is Congress won't stand up for their own institution, well, then the American people and federal workers who swore an oath to defend the Constitution will do it. And I think we need to have an honest conversation about Russell Vogt right now, because Trump says everything he's doing is, part of his mandate. But Trump said before he got elected that he knew nothing about Project 2025, and now he is completely implementing Project 2025 and has put in charge of the Federal Civil Service the very person who wrote that.
And we know that President Trump has found $8 billion to try to compensate for some of the military families, servicemen and women who need to get their paychecks. But there, of course, are other government employees who are going without pay, air traffic controllers. We're hearing about Capitol Police who aren't getting their paychecks now. What's your word on sort of balancing the need, of course, to pay our military servicemen and women? They deserve it. Finding that way to deflect from the current crisis, but also trying to find a full-fledged agreement here.
This is just further evidence of the politicization of the civil service and the military, for that matter. The way that he's paying the military is probably illegal. Maybe it's a good thing because military personnel shouldn't miss paychecks, but it's probably illegal. Just more illegal actions by this administration.
Allegedly, I can't confirm or deny, but I did do a short that he did say that the military will be paid. I don't know where that money's coming from. I don't think he gave a name of where it's coming from, but allegedly the military will get their checks. And I think he had said it came from a donor if it can't be covered. Now they're going to have to figure out, where that money come from, and then will they reimburse? I don't know, but it did state that they were paid. The military was paid.
To cover one flank and fight on another. I think that the pain that all federal workers have been feeling all year long and will continue to feel for a long time ultimately shows that this administration is willing to politicize the civil service and wield whatever tools they have to immiserate us. Russell Vogt said that his purpose is to traumatize federal workers. This is the man who's running this strategy right now at the OMB. And federal workers are about to face health premiums going up as much. A majority of the 1% raise we're expecting next year is going to go towards health premiums. The same exact concerns that all Americans face if Congress doesn't hold the line and stop the Trump administration from consolidating more and more power in this moment.
And of course, the legality of all of these moves is under scrutiny right now. Thank you so much, Chris Doles, for spending time with us. We appreciate it.
If I may, just folks who want to help federal workers right now can join the movement by going to savepublicservices.com and join the federal workers who are on the front lines fighting for our democracy.
Chris Doles.
A lot going on. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Let's continue. Like the video as you guys come in. Like the video as you guys come in.
But I'm going to give it to you straight. The Senate has tried to pass the government fund 7 times, and it keeps on failing.
If not more.
You would think that after the 3rd failed attempt, they would kind of get the hint that it's going to keep on failing, especially if they don't change it. The Republicans and Democrats, they're not negotiating. They keep on voting on the same thing. But no, they voted on it 7 times, and they keep on getting the same results. What a shocker, right? And they're going to vote on it again today on October 14th, and maybe, I guess what they're thinking is maybe 8th time is going to be the charm. Bottom line is that the Republicans and Democrats are not making any constructive progress. Right now, it's a stalemate. If you're going to ask for my opinion, I think that they should just sit together in a room and not leave until they can figure this out. But instead, the Senate adjourned last week. They all went home. The House of Representatives, they've already been home for the past 3 weeks doing nothing. Right now, the Senate...
Now, remember, this was a few days ago. We're on the 16th right now. So they haven't been able to come to an agreement. Let's continue.
Just came back to D.C., but we're going to see if they keep on playing this game of cold shoulder and not talking to one another, not negotiating. But I guess what do they care? These politicians are still getting paid. Okay, so the situation is the Senate last voted on the funding bill on Thursday, October 9th, and there are 100 seats in the Senate. They need 60 votes to pass this bill. The Republicans control 53 of these seats in the Senate. So the Republicans cannot do it by themselves. The Democrats cannot do it by themselves. So the Republicans and Democrats have to work together. And the last time that they voted on this last week, the bill got 54 votes in favor. So that's very far from the 60 that they need. Okay, so what are the Republicans and Democrats fighting about? The Republicans want a temporary extension of the government funding for 7 weeks, and they're not asking for any changes. The Democrats want a permanent extension of Obamacare subsidies and the reversal of Medicaid cuts that were in the One Big Beautiful Bill. Okay, so who's to blame? It depends on your perspective. You can make the argument that the Republicans are asking for no changes, so it's the Democrats' fault. Or you can make the argument that the Democrats are fighting for the people, trying to lower healthcare costs, and the Republicans are heartless and evil. Now, I'm sure that you have your opinion, which you're entitled to. Personally, I'm just sick of the Circus Act, and I find it unbearable. Now, here's some things to know. The jobs report was supposed to be released on October 3rd, but because of the shutdown, that report never got published. And the CPI inflation report was supposed to be released on October 15th. But that's not happening. Okay, but here's what you need to know. The U.S. government has a statutory obligation deadline to produce the CPI inflation reports in order to calculate the cost of living adjustment for Social Security recipients. And of course, the politicians are afraid of 73 million angry Social Security recipients that vote. So the government called in an emergency situation to produce the CPI inflation report so that they can calculate next year's COLA, the cost of living adjustment. So they're going to release the CPI inflation report on Friday, October 24th. The Senior Citizens League is projecting that the cost of living adjustment for Social Security recipients next year is going to be bumped up by 2.7%. And the CPI inflation report getting published on the 24th is going to be welcome news to the Federal Reserve. The reason why I'm saying that is because, as you probably know, the Federal Reserve has been saying this whole time that they're being data dependent, and they've been relying on the inflation reports for making their decisions on interest rates. So the next Federal Reserve meeting is going to be on October 29th, so that's going to give them a few days to digest this inflation data, the CPI inflation reports. Moving on, while this government shutdown continues, President Trump said that he's going to take this opportunity to lay off a lot of federal workers. Just to be clear, we're not talking about federal employees being furloughed, where these receive back pay when the government reopens. No, we're not talking about that. President Trump is talking about permanent job cuts, known as reductions in force, also known as RIFs. On October 10th, Russell Vouts, who's the director of Office of Management and Budget, posted this: the RIFs have begun. Now, the Office of Management and Budget confirmed his posting and said that the cuts are substantial. We don't have the official numbers yet. The preliminary estimates are suggesting cuts already. But when I find out, I'm going to be sure to update you. I'm going to find out when they post the jobs report and also the Challenger report, whenever that comes out. So the unions are promising to fight off the layoffs with lawsuits, and I'm sure they will. Now, I want to tell you about the current situation regarding the negotiations, or I guess you could say the lack of negotiations, between the Republicans and the Democrats. As I told you, it's a stalemate. They're playing a game of chicken, and neither party is budging. So here's what happened.
Like the video, fair use reaction clip. Like the video as you guys come in. Like the video as you guys come in. We're just showing some data and what's being talked about. Like the video as you guys come in. Okay, let's continue.
President Trump delegated the negotiations to the leader of the Republicans in the House and the Senate. So those two top Republicans are Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who you can see a picture of him on the left, and Senate Majority Leader John Thune, who's on the right. Now, mostly in the Senate, so the Republican senators are quietly complaining that they want President Trump to get more involved in the negotiations. Because whatever Trump says and negotiates with the Democrats, the Republicans are going to get behind it. They're going to support it, except maybe one or two Republican senators. So a good question is, why is President Trump not getting involved in the negotiations? It's because President Trump has been busy working on the peace agreements in the Middle East. He just stopped by Israel. He just stopped by Egypt. Now he got back to D.C. Okay, now why was all of this, the peace agreement so important to President Trump? It's because President Trump was trying to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, he was.
But the Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to Venezuela's opposition leader. And that got President Trump in the White House very upset. President Trump said, and I quote, "Everyone says I should get it." The White House communications director said, and I quote, "The Nobel Committee proved that they place politics over peace." But Machado, the Nobel Peace Prize recipient, dedicated the prize to President Trump, probably to just stay on his good side. She said, "I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause." Okay, now that President Trump's ambitions for a Nobel Peace Prize have concluded, what does this mean? It means that he can now refocus on the United States of America. He can focus on reopening the federal government. And the Republicans are looking for Trump's leadership because things have been going nowhere with Thune and Johnson at the helm.
Like the video. There's about 52 in the building. I came in a little bit later. I did do a live earlier talking about Kim and Kanye, but now we had to get to some news. Good afternoon, everyone.
Johnson at the helm. And I want to address this. Last week, there was concern that our troops would not get their paychecks on October 15th. But President Trump found the money to get our troops paid. President Trump wrote, "I'm using my authority as Commander-in-Chief to direct our Secretary of War to use all available funds."
Good afternoon. Everyone say good afternoon to Paris. Hi, Paris. I hope all is well. Happy to see you. Second live for today. The other one was short. I did Kim, Kanye. Kim is fussing that Kanye got rid of some Lambos, but if Kanye paid for those Lambos, Kanye can do whatever he wants. Many people are concerned about Kanye because Kanye is has been doing a lot over the last 2 years. Yeah, so I did cover Kim Kanye earlier, but I'm gonna also cover a little bit more of Kim and Kanye after we deal with hot topics, trending topics. Because remember, Paris, when I had talked about are they role models? They love me. The unhealthy relationships. It's almost like always, they're listening to people. Remember, the docu series came out, Kanye's docu series. So he's been trending for that. She states that Kanye hasn't seen the kids in months, haven't seen or allegedly called. She's saying a bunch of stuff. She's talking Pete Davis. She's talking Kanye. Didn't mention Ray J. And as we know, Ray J has a defamation lawsuit that the Kardashians feel that he's been defaming. Ray J's been defaming them. I did do a short, Paris, in regards to Ray J is talking about he received the cease and desist, and he's alleging that they spelled his name wrong. He's like, "Girl, you don't know my name. I can't confirm or deny if the Kardashians spelled his name wrong." But I did do a short in regards to Ray J speaking up, saying, "You guys, this is not good." Ray J talked about how he's lied and sometimes he didn't remember some of his lies, and now it's catching up with him. So Ray J is going to deal with this defamation lawsuit. He's going to have to deal with it. So go check out the short. I think it was from On Site. But yeah, he's going to have to deal with that lawsuit because remember he acts like he's always showing receipts and he acts like he always knows what's going on. So is Ray J okay? Is Ray J okay? And then remember, Ray J spoke out 2, 3 years ago when they put and they were talking about him on their show. And then Ray J alleges that let's just talk. Hey, y'all, when Paris comes in, it's like a conversation of a conversation. We'll get back to them. Okay. So remember how Ray J came out and he was mad. Remember how Ray J was traveling and he's like, "It's up, Chris. It's up, Kim. I'ma show everything." Da 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 da. Remember that 3 years ago? And he was just having a fit. And then he acted like he didn't want to be here no more. And then Ray J alleges Kim in messages said to Ray J, when the episode comes out, you're not going to look that bad. You'll be fine. Don't worry about the episode. That's what Ray J's alleging. When Ray J saw the episode, remember how Kanye said, "I'm not going to let nobody allege or extort us again." And allege Kim sat on that floor in that pink coat, making it seem like she got everything back. Whoever had it, I don't know. Whoever had it, I don't know. Whoever had tapes or remember the old computer, whatever. We don't know. But they continue to mention Ray J on their show. So Kanye's having concerns. Many people are concerned about him. Ray J's having concerns. Many people are concerned about Ray J. So Kim is trending with Kanye because of the documentary. Kim is trending with Ray J. So we can't confirm or deny the receipts that Ray J have, if they're even valid. If he was actually allegedly paid off, we don't know. But Ray J and Kim have been going back and forth for 3 years. Now they're filing a lawsuit against Ray J in regards to, see, this is the other thing. Ray J was live streaming, and who was sitting behind Ray J? A person that trends a lot. Ray J was sitting right in front of Krishan Rock. He wanted that to trend to go viral. And normally the media doesn't cover it, but the media did cover what alleged Ray J was talking about. So we can't confirm or deny if we can't confirm or deny. So I can't say what Ray J said. It's just better that way. We can't confirm or deny if they're being looked at. But let's take a step back because even though I don't cover everything, I give y'all the drops of what is being talked about. Right now, many people are talking about what is being seized from Diddy. Okay. So there's laptops, computers that's being seized. And there was an alleged party that went on, and everybody's talking about that particular party. Things, we don't know if something happened, didn't happen. But many people are doing videos, and go check it out. Many people are doing videos about that party. Many celebrities. And the man that threw the party talked about the party. And it was pictures all over. They seized that from Diddy. So certain celebrities might be concerned in regards to, we talked about this. Certain celebrities might have been concerned what Diddy had in his possession. Now a lot of his videos are now in the possessions of the feds, baby. I'm wondering if a lot of celebrities are concerned about hanging out with Diddy, being around Diddy. We can't confirm or deny if Diddy blackmailed any of these celebrities, but there's a certain tape that everybody's talking about for the last few days. So in the pictures, they everybody look happy, 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 happy. One of the girls looks like, and maybe her eyes was closed. I can't confirm or deny if the girl had a little bit too much to drink. Then there's another picture where there's something in Diddy's hand. Okay, so many people are talking about things that's being seized from Diddy, and are these celebrities running scared and going to start doing interviews and just talking and talking and talking to distract away from? The feds may know a lot more than we know. And we think we do know because the feds know what's on those tapes, what's on his phones, all that. So these certain celebrities might be concerned about that certain tape. So I've been watching stuff, and even though I may not cover everything here, I'm watching and I'm listening. So Kim, Kanye have a lot going on. Kim, Chris, and Ray J have a lot going on with the defamation lawsuit. I just listened before I even went live, Paris. Before I even went live, it's Joe. Joe? No. A gentleman had mentioned that he was due to do an interview with Kanye. And Kanye said, they're after me, they're after me, you know, stuff is going on. And he canceled that interview. Then he did come to wherever they were supposed to do the interview. See, when me and Paris get to talking, we get to talking. So check this out. And I don't want to, I think it's still within this, but I got to be careful what I play. If I find it as I'm scrolling, I'll let y'all listen. I might not show the picture, the video, but I'll let y'all listen to what he said about Kanye. So a lot of stuff I have to pay attention to, and I listen and I retain it. So Kanye was supposed to do the interview. First interview he missed. Second interview he came, and he had the mask on. He said, "Look, I don't have a problem with you having that on, but you're gonna have to take that off at a certain point." He said when Kanye took that mask off, his eyes were like interesting. I'll say it that way. I'm cautious of what I say. He said his eyes were interesting. So many people are concerned. Not only is Kanye having concerns, Kanye may be having concerns. Alleged. I can't confirm or deny. I'm not around Kanye. I don't know what he put in his system, put in his mouth, but people are concerned. Now, not only has Kanye spoke out, Candace has spoke out. Anything happens to me, I've given information to people if something happens to me. Candace said that. Then a week later, Kanye said the same thing. Anything happens to me, I've given documents to my friends. Da 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 da. Interview that he was supposed to do, I don't know if it was this year, last year. In the interview, he was supposed to, that he had said that to the guy. He feels that he's being watched, da 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 da. So there's a lot going on with Kanye. A lot. So if Kanye is having episodes or concerns, we now have Kim that's doing the interview. We've talked about this too, Paris. Kanye has his times when he's trending, going viral, and he's saying a lot. We talked about this. Then there's times he's quiet. He not saying nothing. He not posting nothing. He not posting anything on Instagram. He has his highs and lows. We've talked about that. Kanye has moments that he wants to trend, trend, trend. He'll say anything. He'll show an outfit. He'll walk out and do an interview. And then there's times he's silent. He's silent right now. Now, There was pictures. It looked like he was in some kind of group. I don't know if Kanye's in counseling, rehab. There was things that was alleged that he's in some kind of group therapy, rehab. Him, Bianca, he can still do his creative stuff. He can still do whatever he needs. Kanye has been quiet, very quiet. Okay, so there's a lot that's going on. So the documentary came out. Um, that's been released. Not watching it. I've seen clips. He was fussing at Chris, saying, "Do you feel that you had something to do with my mental health?" And Chris was basically like, "Kanye, we love you. We don't care about that." So when she said we don't care, she was meaning we don't care that you have these issues. We care about you as a person. We care that you're having these uncontrollable outbursts. And we're concerned about you. We're concerned about your health. We're just concerned. So he was yelling at Chris, and a lot of those videos, sometimes people say they kind of forget that the cameras are there. I wouldn't forget it. I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna pay attention to my surroundings. So that documentary came out in regards to him yelling at Chris, him sitting there with Kim. She's in tears, and then he kind of says something, and he kind of jumps up like da 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 da. And then there's another video in regards to Kim, and maybe it's one of Kanye relatives. They're talking. He's standing, and then he starts shouting, and then Kim is crying, saying, "You didn't used to be like this. You didn't used to be like this. Things have gotten worse. We need you to kind of control yourself." And the cousin's kind of like, "Kanye, just chill out, da 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 da." And he's like, "No, nobody understands, da da da." So y'all got to remember that he had had some medical stuff going on. Then he had, remember, his teeth. Y'all remember how he changed his mouth? And he went from silver whatever to something else. I don't know what his teeth look like now, but he constantly does stuff in regards to his mouth. I don't know what that's about. It looked silver last year. I don't even know. I haven't even seen a picture of Kanye now has regular teeth, and maybe he had to do something regarding his mouth to get better teeth fixed. I don't know, but a lot's going on with Kanye. So we can't confirm or deny if he's still in some type of rehab. We don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I have no clue what's going on with him. But he's been silent. He has not. And then you notice Bianca don't say nothing. Bianca don't trend. She don't try to go viral. Bianca's kind of just over there trying to take care of Kanye, which probably is a lot. Yeah, he's very very volatile. He's and then changing the name. He does that because looking up Kanye West is narrative, looking up Ye. And then remember, Paris, remember how he tried to change it again to Ye Ye? And that lasted, what, a week or two? Remember how that happened? And we talked about that. So there's a lot going on with Kanye. So this is the other thing that we need to talk about. The Kardashians know what they're doing. The documentary came out. The Ray J stuff is out. Now, like I said before, Aisha Curry sat in this same chair 2 weeks ago, and Aisha Curry was trending. Kim wanted some of that. Oh, okay. This young girl, she's trending about Aisha Curry. So that's when Kim said, "Okay, I'm gonna go in there and straighten up X, Y, and Z." So we're gonna get to some videos because um we're gonna get some videos of what Kim is saying sitting there. She cleared up a few things. She talked Travis Barker. Travis Barker is married to her sister. Why are you talking about your sister's husband and not wishing them well? And you know, it's interesting how she talked about Pete. She talked about Travis Barker. She talked about Kanye. Who else she talk about? Travis Barker, Pete, and then North wanting her to date. But this is the biggest thing. I check this out, Paris. Didn't I tell y'all that Aubrey O'Day did an interview about Kim? So Kim is trying to clean that up. Aubrey O'Day did an interview about her time with Kim about 2 months ago. I was too busy with the Diddy stuff, so I didn't get a chance to address that. Now, a lot of stuff I've been talking about, she's addressed it in that interview. I see it, I hear it, I see it. People are like, Kim now be listening. They be listening to people, not me. They be listening though. So We talked about role models. We talked about healthy relationship, unhealthy relationship. And then she constantly saying, I welcome healthy relationship. The Kardashians don't have a lot of healthy relationships around them. They just don't. You got the Kim Kanye, you got the Kim Ray J, you got the Kim and the dating situations, her first husband. You got the Kim and Chris Humphries. She was pregnant while dating. No, she was married and pregnant, and she was with Kanye. She was still married to Chris Humphries. And remember how that whole situation happened. Go back and look that up. Chris Humphries had an issue about that whole wedding situation. Go look that up in regards to the divorce. Interesting. So you got to remember, Kim was still married to Chris Humphries, trying to get a divorce, and she was pregnant. So this is the biggest thing. You're married and you're dating someone else. And Kanye's and trust and believe, because people are going to try and change the narrative. I don't like what Kanye talks about different cultures, races. I don't like how he talks about different cultures and race. Certain conversations for Kanye should be with Kanye and his friends, but he makes it public and he insults a lot of race and cultures and is a concern. And then how he has Bianca dressing. We know that there's concerns. No man should allow a woman to be out and about in public and see through stuff. Some kids don't even know what certain parts look like. And you got your whole wife and see through stuff. Some kids don't even know what a chest look like. They don't know that there's areolas and you know what I'm saying? That there's different sizes. Kanye's teaching stuff to young kids that they don't even need to be seeing. So we see that there's a concern. How he dresses his wife, what they do in their private time is what they do in their private time. But how he was dressing her, because remember, she used to be in those white tights on the head, white tights, bottoms, whatever. And it was like, tights cost what? $5, $20, depending on the brand. But the way he had her looking, we knew that there was a concern. We knew there was a concern. And then remember the boat situation. We can't confirm or deny if she was uh kissing on parts, but it did look interesting. So there's that. It did look interesting of what was going on that boat. And yeah. So there's concerns. Now, remember what Cat Williams said. Cat Williams had stated, we see that this man has concerns. We see that he married her and what she had been doing and the situation she had with Ray J. I can't repeat what Cat Williams said because it would be, I can't repeat what Cat Williams said, but he said he married a, y'all can fill in the blanks, and he knew what she had did with alleged XY. So you go marry a woman, have kids with a woman, and you know she likes to trend and go viral. So what do you expect her to do? Now, this is the other thing. She's talking about North. Kim continues to put North in the media. She's putting North in the media. She's letting whatever videos go out, she wanted to do the TikTok stuff with her. She wanted to train and go viral. She's putting her daughter in media. She don't have to. Not a lot of celebrities do what the Kardashians do. Let's be very clear. Not a lot of celebrities try and train and go viral every month. Not a lot of celebrities want to train and go viral weekly. Not a lot of celebrities are in the media weekly. Let's be very clear on that. Kim is a parent, Kanye's a parent. However they want to raise their children, they're going to raise them. That's what they're going to do. But we see that there's concerns with Kim and Kanye, period. Remember how she had said she didn't want to do certain things in regards to Playboy. Well, this is how I'm gonna play it, Mom. You're doing good, sweetie. Remember that video? Remember that video? You're doing good, sweetie. So when you look at how she was raised, you look at what her mom put her into concerning. So this is the other thing. Check this, T. She's putting blame on her team about the Justin Bieber situation. Homegirl, y'all went to a location to film whatever y'all need to film with Justin Bieber. Blaming the team. You signed up for it. He was 16. You were in your 29, 30, 31, 32, whatever. She likes to trend and go viral. She can't keep playing like everybody's at fault. Now, clock this. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? The guy that's in office calls her disingenuous. Ooh. And I'll probably do a separate video of that. But the guy in the office calls her disingenuous. Why does he call her disingenuous? And y'all gotta look it up. I'll do a whole video on it. But there's concerns here, and many people are calling out her parenting. Kanye too, because Kanye had North do a song with the Combs son. Now the Combs son is the Combs son. He's a young adult, but people keep questioning Kim and Kanye. They keep questioning Kim and Kanye. So we're going to get to this video. Kim stating she's never hooked up with Barker. Now remember, Aubrey O'Day 2-3 months ago said she felt, so Aubrey O'Day is making allegations I can't confirm or deny, and Travis Barker's ex-wife is making allegations I can't confirm or deny, but she wants to clear it up. That's Kourtney's husband. Remember, it did not seem like she was happy for Kourtney Kardashian. When Kourtney got seem happy for Kourtney. You picked the same location, you picked the same singer I had, It don't seem like she support. Now Kourtney should be and is like the only girl that's married that seems to be happy. Kourtney care about her family and her husband. But the Kardashians even wanted to spin a negative narrative on Kourtney's wedding. Anyway, the drama continues. So we're going to play this clip in regards to her talk about Travis. He dated Paris.
And we were all friends, and we'd all like hang out. And when I was with Paris, we'd be on the road and go to like their tour in Amsterdam and like our.
But she should have said, "Have you ever kissed? Sat on his lap? Have you ever been intimate?" So there's a way. And I told y'all I couldn't do interviews because people wouldn't come on my show.
Dated.
Can you hear it? You might have to go out and come back in because I can hear it.
And we were all friends, and we'd all like hang out. And when I was with Paris, we'd be on the road and go to like their tour in Amsterdam. And like, so I have been friends with him, but never like in that way, and never, yeah, never hooked up with him. Did you have any heads up that you were going to be in his memoir, like references to Chris? No. Okay. No. But it would say that we never hooked up. I mean, I don't think he would allude to that information, you know. But also, Kourtney was around during that time, so like they were neighbors for a decade. So like when everyone was all hanging, like he was always around with his kids. They'd always come to Kourtney's house for all the birthdays. So it was like everything was super like, okay, our Corey together.
Okay, so when I play the videos, y'all may have to turn it up. My voice is louder probably than this phone. But yeah, she's talking about Chris and Corey Gamble are still together. She don't know where that rumor came from that Chris and Corey had broke up. And then people were making videos. Oh, get the likes up, y'all. We got 5 likes and 93 people in the building. Please hit the like button. Get the likes up, y'all. Okay, so we can't confirm or deny where that came. Tell you what was happening. People were doing videos because remember they went to the Lauren Sanchez wedding and they tried to even trend over Lauren Sanchez. Catch this tea too, Paris. Isn't it interesting how Lauren hung out with who? Lauren hung out with who for 2 years? Go check out Lauren's face from 2 years ago. She started, so and so's face came out better than Lauren Sanchez's face. But that's Lauren Sanchez's business. How she changed her face and why she changed her face, I don't know. So the mom is trending. She had a great makeover, but Lauren Sanchez look away, and it's kind of like you was hanging out with who for 2 years, and you got consultation from who, but might be two different doctors. But they tried to trend over Lauren Sanchez and her wedding. Period. I don't care what nobody say. And then allegedly the girls, it was supposed to be alleged Chris, Corey, and Kim. Then allegedly Chris had asked if Kylie and Chloe and Kendall can come to the wedding. And then there was allegations in regards to Chris wanting to drive in the boat by herself. She didn't want people to get on the boat with her and be talking to her and Corey, alleged. Can't confirm or deny, wasn't there. But then they had said that Chris was alleged treating Corey like he's some kind of assistant, not a boyfriend. There's that. Then alleged Chris and Corey went to, was it a Beyonce concert? I think so. And it looked like they were having some discussion, and it looked like Chloe stepped in and was trying, here nor there. Chris and Corey have been together for a while. But remember, Corey knows Diddy. Corey was allegedly there when Kim Porter passed away. RIP to Kim Porter. Corey was allegedly there when Kim Porter passed away. And remember, alleged there was two autopsies in regards to Kim Porter. Ah, check this tea. Autopsy went out and they got another opinion. One girl got one autopsy alleged of Kim Porter. Another girl got a different autopsy of Kim Porter. And it should have been the same. So I don't know why people are requesting the autopsies, but they are. I'm telling you, I know a lot of stuff. But alleged there was two autopsies done, but both girls should have got the autopsy from the same doctor and they didn't. So there's that. Alleged. Now, also, go look that up. This might be, I'm trying to remember. Did the person that did one or the first or second autopsy, I'm wondering if they're still here with us. Go check that out. Well, they should have got the same results, but they didn't. They got almost like certain stuff. I, oh, okay. Certain stuff on theirs was not redacted. The other person, when they got it, it was redacted. That's what happened. She had gotten the results of the autopsy. Some of this, when I say redacted, it was blacked out. Some of the information was open on the other person and redacted on another person, and that means it was blacked out. So over time, people were probably requesting it, and they got tired of it. So one person could read everything that was going on. The other person, some stuff was blacked out. That's what happened. But allegedly, there was two alleged autopsies done. And that's the other thing too. If Kim was sick, why wasn't Kim ever in the hospital? Why was she not ever in a medical facility getting treatment? Has anybody ever wondered that? Why was Kim being treated in a medical facility? Okay, so I'm not, let me see. Let me see. And this is the biggest thing. People have called out the K's and the J's for supporting Balenci. So, the K's and the J's are trending because they want to trend. And just a lot going on. There was another clip. She's talking Kanye. Hold on one second. And I hope this tablet don't die. I was at 25%. What am I at now? How am I at 5? Okay.
Definitely affected that. There has been situations where like I'll get maybe close to someone and it's like, wait.
She's talking about dating, trying to get close to someone, but she's concerned about what Kanye's going to do.
If he's gonna say something, and I'm like, so it has been like a little frustrating, but then I get really like
So, in certain people's opinion, men don't want to trend with her like she wants to trend. Men don't want to be alleged talked about after they break up. So men see of how things happen with Pete. Men don't want to deal with that, especially if they have an image to uphold. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the trending, going viral, the PR stunts. They don't want to deal with that. Look how when Pete got into a whole different relationship, Kim was still talking about Pete. And Pete was dating the young girl. Remember, he had that incident in regards to a house. So there's a lot that's happened. There's a lot that's gone on. Yeah, hit that like button. Okay, so there's that. There's topics I gotta get to. Um, hold on. So J Lo and Ben has been spotted again together. I'm wondering now that some of the Diddler stuff is done, if that's why Ben's kind of like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's why Ben's kind of like, okay, I might circle back. He might circle back. So Ben and Jen's been spotted.
All of y'all, for some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power. Fuck you!
A lot going on with Nikki.
All of y'all.
A lot.
My name is Stella. I want to ask, do you support ICE taking more people off the streets and kidnapping them?
Hot topics, trending topics right now. Wow.
My name is Stella. I want to ask, do you support ICE taking more people off the streets and kidnapping them?
At certain points, they should retire.
You refuse the National Guard on January 6th. Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if it's journal? Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th? Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
A lot going on, y'all. The shutdown, heat. Nikki's been trending a lot. Not even gonna get into that. The Jay-Z, if things have been stolen from her credit card, a lot going on. All right, y'all. Before this tablet dies, I'll probably have to end. But dang, I wanted to get to the Lala thing.
About the possibility of me making a comeback to boxing. And people have had a lot to say, but I have not addressed it until now. And I know everyone wants to know the answer to the question, will I be coming back? And I promise you, I'm going to give you that answer. But first, I have got to address the lies and the fake narrative that's been created years ago. Now, someone's gotten way too comfortable dragging my name and even using my father's name to get attention and clout. Now, in case you haven't heard it, her story is that I didn't support her and I didn't pass the torch because of my jealousy and envy over her accomplishments in boxing. She says that I disrespected her and I started talking about knocking her out simply because I was bitter that she's outdone me. I've seen a lot of the comments. Many of you have good discernment and understand what's really going on here, while others have believed her lies over the years or have formed an opinion without having all the facts. Now, originally, I wasn't even going to give this my time or attention because I really don't engage with people who thrive off of negative. There's been a whole lot of talk.
Okay, y'all, before it died, I'm about to get out of here. Copyright disclaimer under fair use. Have a great day. Relationships, because I ain't reloading this tablet. Have a great day. I charged it, but sometimes, I don't know. I have good days. I cut it off. I cut it back on. But I don't want the video to shut off and then I got to reload it. So I was busy today, but this is my second live. We talk hot topics, trending topics. We did good today. Thanks for being here, Paris. I had to go live again because the other live was maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So sometimes we'll just do random hot topics, trending topics, just to get everything in. Be blessed, Paris. Glad to see you here. Everyone say good afternoon to Paris. Appreciate you, girl. But yeah, this Kim Kanye stuff, interesting. The Kardashians love to trend, love to go viral. They love it. There's a lot going on with Kim Kanye. Well wishes to Kanye. I hope he's doing all right. We'll see what happens in regards to Ray J and the defamation lawsuit. And a lot of times I post my shorts after 8 or 9. So check out some of my shorts in the evening. Have a great day, everyone. Be blessed. Goodbye. Thanks for tuning in.